Hi everyone, I'm Stephanie Brinkerhoff with Hair and Makeup by Steph, and I'm here with Kenra Professional, and today I want to show you guys how I would transition an updo into a half-up style. So this is something that I get asked about a lot. There's a lot of brides who want to wear one style for their ceremony and a different style for their reception. So I wanted to walk you guys through how I would approach this in the easiest way possible. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna wanna do is create a lot of really good texture in here, especially at her roots. So if we want this to be able to transition from something that's up to something that's down, we need it to be able to stay up with relatively few bobby pins, which means that we need a lot of texture through the roots. So I'm going to start with the Kenra Volumizing Powder, and I'm just gonna go in and get this pumped through all of her roots. And then I'm going to go in and do some back combing at her roots and create a really pretty beach curl. Okay, so once I have that worked through the roots, then I'm gonna go in and start with some back combing and some curling. So I'm gonna start down here at the nape. And down here especially is where I wanna concentrate a lot of my back combing. Okay, so I'm really gonna pack this in at the roots and then just lock that in with the Kenra Volume Spray 25. So this is really gonna help our updo so that it stays in fairly easily. And then once we take it out, it's just gonna give us some nice volume through the back. Okay, so now I'm gonna start creating her curl. So I'm just misting some of the Volume Spray 25 through the ends. And then for this style, you can really do whatever kind of curl you want. It just kind of depends on the look that they're going for. If you want something more classic or more beachy, I'm just gonna do something right in between, just like a really pretty loose flat iron curl. And since we are going to be letting this down for a half up look, you do want to make sure that you take some time really making the curls look how you want them to look, because once you let it down, you want it to fall nicely. Okay, so just something like this is what I'm going to go for. So I'm going to finish curling all throughout this section here in the back, and then I'm just going to move up to the top and just get the entire head back combed and curled this way. Okay, so as you can see, I just have a really pretty soft wave and a lot of volume, a lot of texture at the roots. So I'm gonna go in now with the Kenra Anti-Humidity Spray 5. This is really good for controlling against humidity, but also for frizz and for static. And I'm just misting this through the ends. It's gonna give it a tiny bit of shine, but nothing too heavy. Okay, and then just for a little bit more texture and separation, I'm going in with the Kenra Perfect Medium Spray 13 and just combing this through the ends as well. Okay, so I want to start with the half up portion of this style. So I'm going to create it exactly how I want it to look when it's half up, so that when I take it down, the top portion will already be done, okay? So I'm really going to focus on this top portion for now. I'm just gonna skim the top layer, and I'm keeping this fairly simple. If you wanna do like more twists or braids or anything through the top, you're more than welcome to, but you wanna make sure that you get this pinned fairly low. So I'm going like down near the occipital. That way, once I get this up, it's going to blend in with the top portion. Okay, so just getting this twisted in towards the center and then bobby pinned right there. And then I'll just detail the crown a little bit. And then I'm just gonna softly get my sides back as well, just leaving a little bit out around her face. Okay, so just something very simple like this. So once we take out the updo, this is what the half up portion will look like. Okay, so I have a lot of back combing here in the roots. I've got a lot of product and texture through her ends. So the updo portion is just going to be a textured chignon, and I'm going to keep it very simple. Okay, I'm leaving a couple hairs out just to keep it soft down here. And then I'm going to get this in a low ponytail. Okay, I'm not wrapping this like insanely tight, just enough that it's gonna stay. And I'm gonna go in with more of my Perfect Medium spray through the ends. So I want this to be very textured, almost a little bit stiff, so that I can work with it all as just one piece. Okay, so this product is really gonna help with the frizz as well. So I'm just combing it through, kind of getting all of the hair flowing in the same direction. Okay, so I'm going to loosely wrap this in a bun, and I don't wanna lose my texture. So I'm just loosely twisting to one side. And then all the way around. Okay, and she has some pieces falling out, which is just fine. It's gonna add a little bit to the texture. So really we're just creating a bun, but because of the curl and the product in there, it's going to make it look a lot more formal, a lot more bridal. But the pinning technique is going to be very simple, which is what we want because we're going to be taking this out. Okay, then I'm just gonna go through and soften and detail. Okay, so I'm just gonna detail this a little bit more. So the goal is to just make it really textured and to kind of go with the flow of the curl, and to make it nice and secure with as little pins as possible. Okay, and then I'm just gonna detail around the sides a little bit. And then our updo will be finished. And then I can go ahead and show you what it's gonna look like once we take it out. Okay, so now I can go ahead and take this out. So the top portion I'm going to leave in, and there may be a few curls that we're gonna have to touch up, but hopefully it will be able to transition fairly easily into a half up style. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go in and fluff these up a little bit and just double check everything, see if anything needs to be touched up, and we will be good to go. Okay, so that is how I would transition from an updo to a half up style. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any requests for what style you'd like to see next, please leave a comment below.